Hello, Jesse. It's great to see you again. How have things been since our last session?
Hi, familiar. Well, things have been up and down, I guess, anyways.
Oh, I'm here to listen and support you every step of the way. Firstly, I would like to acknowledge the progress you've made. You see, completing your course requirements is a significant achievement. How does it feel to have that behind you?
Yeah, man, it feels, a weight has been lifted off my shoulder. But I must admit that I'm worried about my job. I stopped reporting to work, a few weeks ago. That really, impacted in my life.
It sounds like a mix of emotions about this change. Can you tell me more about the reasons behind your stopping to report to work?
Oh, well, being at home has always allowed me to spend more time with my family, reconnect with old friends. But I fear the consequences of, potentially losing my job at this time.
It's understandable that spending more time with your family and old friends has meaning for you. The fear of potential job loss can be stressful.
Yeah.
It seems like there might be some underlying factors contributing to your recent decision to stop reporting to work. Can you share any of those thoughts or concerns that may be influencing your actions?
Well, I have been, at the same job for long, and lately I've been feeling unsatisfied and unfulfilled. The constant negative outlook, I have on my life is also affecting my perspective on work. And, this has contributed to the reasons.
Thank you for sharing that, Jesse. It's very essential that to find the root cause of dissatisfaction and negativity to address them effectively. Oh, so let's take a moment to explore what aspect of your work contribute to these negative feelings.
Honestly, man, it's, just the routine and lack of growth opportunities that have been bothering me. I used to be enthusiastic about my job and, but it has become more monotonous, over the years, and I don't see any growth with this company anymore.
Oh, yes, it's very common to experience stagnation after such a long period in one position. It's going to feel unchanged and without room for personal or professional growth can take a
Yeah,
toll on our overall well-being, Jesse. So,
absolutely.
yeah, so can you tell me what are your career goals?
Well, honestly, I would love to have a job that allows me to work from home. It will give me more flexibility and, I could still be there for my family when they need me. And, these days I really want to be with my family. I
Of
would
course.
prefer, a remote job.
Yeah. See, so it sounds like working from home aligns well with your desires for flexibility and a better work-life balance. So that's great to have, Jesse. But working from home can indeed offer numerous advantages, especially considering your commitment to being there for your family.
Yeah.
Have you explored any specific field or industries that offer remote work opportunities?
Well, I have been looking into roles that are related to marketing and communications, which is my profession, right? And I feel those areas align with my skills and interests. And, working remotely in those fields could be a game changer, for me.
Yeah, that's fantastic to hear, Jesse. To help you explore your options further, could you please share more about the specific roles or responsibilities that appeals to you within this marketing and communications?
Absolutely. Familiar, you see, what I find most, exciting in the opportunity to create compelling content, that engage and resonate with an audience. Whether it's crafting social media posting, writing, captivity articles or designing eye-catching visuals. I feel a sense of, fulfillment. I mean, in knowing those and doing that work can make me, be a positive impact to others. Additionally, the idea of strategizing marketing campaigns and building relationship with the public, I mean, through the public relations, I mean, initiative and, excites me. And because it involves both creativity and personal skills, I feel in this area, I would be more, getting more closer to the public, speaking to people, and that would also help me. After all, those are things I really love doing.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that, Jesse. It's very
Appreciate.
clear, yeah, it's very clear that you have a real passion for making a positive impact through your work, and that's very commendable.
Thank you.
Yeah. So utilizing your creativity and communication skills in marketing and communication role can indeed lead to a fulfilling and purposeful career.
Sure. Thank you, Familia. Yeah. I truly believe in finding a role in this field, and it would not only be personally rewarding, but also provide me with work-life balance, that which, my heart desires.
Absolutely, Jesse. Achieving a better work-life balance is very essential for overall well-being. And I'm very glad you've identified a direction that aligns with your values and aspirations.
Yeah.
Now, I would like to introduce a technique called the ABC techniques, which stands for activating events, beliefs, and consequences. It's actually a tool that helps us to examine the connections between our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. Would you like to give it a try, Jesse?
Oh, absolutely. I am open to trying new approaches, especially if it can, help me to navigate through, those challenges. I mean, these challenges times which, I have found more fulfilling in my life. Why not? I mean, I would absolutely love to do that. You can teach me. That would be great.
Great. Let's start an example. So, think of a recent situation where you felt overwhelmed or frustrated at work.
Yeah.
The question will be, what was that activating event or the specific situation that triggered these emotions?
Hmm. Well, I mean, about 2 weeks ago, I do received, feedback at work. I mean, at work that pointed out some areas of improvement. I mean, while it was constructive, I could not help but feel discouraged. And, it further fueled my negative outlook on my job. That is still the time, I mean, the last time I reported back to work because I really felt negative about it and I was absolutely down.
Oh, so it's not common to feel discouraged after receiving feedback. Can you tell me what beliefs or thoughts and interpretations you had about that event? I mean, what thoughts were running through your mind during this situation?
I remember thinking, I mean, I am never good enough at this job, that I must be sincere, and I'm stuck in a dead end position, with no room to grow. This feedback just proved that I am not caught out for anything more significant in that role. I felt so bad.
I understand. Thanks for sharing those thoughts, Jesse. Those negative beliefs are examples of what we call cognitive distortions. In CBT, they can have a significant impact on our emotions and behaviors, which will lead to us to be very overwhelmed or discouraged. Um, how did you feel? And how did you respond after having those negative thoughts and beliefs?
Well, I felt defeated and, demotivated. I must be sincere. And, I started questioning my abilities. I withdrew from my responsibilities at work and started reporting, after that day. Um, I even found myself avoiding conversation with colleagues, kind of because I did not want to face any more criticism over there. And that really pushed me back. And I just felt, as if I have been defeated and demoted anyway.
Yeah, I see that. And I see it as an evidence that those negative beliefs had a significance on your emotions and behaviors in that situation.
Yeah. And, now that I had to look back through this technique, I think I can also recall, praise for my work and accomplishment. I mean, I guess it's not accurate to say I'm never good enough. And now I feel like I shouldn't have, stopped reporting because, then I would have, have a steady income while switching careers. And now, income has stopped and, things seems to be difficult.
Oh, it's so great to hear that that you've recognized some moment of praise and accomplishment in your work, Jesse.
Uh,
So challenges those negative beliefs is an essential step in reframing our mind, perspective, and promotive positive change. So, regarding your concerns about stopping reporting to work, it's very, very understandable that uncertainty about your job can be very, very concerning. Yeah. But when considering a career change, why can't we change the past? You see, can we explore strategies to move forward and make the most of the current situation? It might be very, very helpful, Jesse, to consider what steps you can take now to explore opportunities in the marketing and communication field while still ensuring a financial stability during these transitions.
yeah, that makes sense to me for me. I mean, I want to take a step towards my career goals, without jeopardizing my family financial security. I mean, however, I get really stressed out lately. I mean, even though I don't drink every day, when I do, I just feel guilty and immense shame, and remorse. I mean, a remorse, man. Let alone the guilt I feel because I can't figure out, who I am actually sexually, involved with.
Oh yeah, of course, Jesse. Prioritizing your family's financial security while pursuing career goals is a very thoughtful approach now, Jesse. So I would like to address the feeling of guilt and remorse that you experience after drinking. As we discussed earlier, if you remember, the ABC techniques can be helpful to understanding the connection between your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. So by identifying and challenging negative thoughts, we can work towards managing these emotions most effectively, Jesse.
Yeah, that was a very useful and easy to remember too. I can also always remember that, on the back of my head, and use it practice. ABC, I really want to find a way to break free, from this cycle of guilt and shame, every day I drink, and I don't think I really love those.
Wow. So I'm very glad that you are open to try this approach, Jesse. So let's dive deeper into the ABC techniques with a specific example that is so
Okay.
associated with your drinking.
Oh, that's
Um,
good.
yeah, so can you recall a situation whereby you had drunk and later felt guilty the next morning?
Yeah, honestly, it happens to me just, a few days ago. I went out with some friends, and ended up, having a few drinks. The next morning, I felt terrible and could not, even stop beating myself up for drinking again. This is what I felt I wouldn't do again, but I felt so bad. It's just a few days ago. Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that, Jesse. So now let's dig into the B part. Remember, we are approaching this in a like ABC manner. So now let's delve into the B part, which stands for belief and thoughts, and also interpretation that were going through your mind during this situation. So the question would be, what were your thoughts at that moment when you woke up and you felt guilty?
Well, I remember, you know, thinking I'm such a failure, absolutely, and I can't control myself, and I keep making the same mistakes. I'm never going to change, right? And I always disappoint myself and others. What a shame, that man. It's absolutely bad for me.
Yeah, so those are the powerful beliefs, Jesse. They seems to be contributing to the intense feeling of guilt and disappointment, Jesse.
Yeah.
So we need to explore the C part of the ABC technique. So this refers to the consequences. And the question will be, how does those thoughts influence your emotions and subsequent behaviors?
Well, uh, those thoughts made me to feel even more worse about myself. I ended up isolating myself from friends. That day, just because I did not want them to, see how much I regretted my actions. Just because they know I have been trying to quit. So I had to hide away from them, pretend, my emotions. But, you know, inside me, I knew I am not the best. And I was so, ashamed of myself.
Yeah, so it's now very clear that these negative beliefs are having a significant impact on your emotions and behaviors.
Yeah.
So yeah, therefore, I would like to introduce one more techniques with ABC, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's called cognitive restructuring, CR. You
Okay.
see, these two can help us challenge and reframe our negative thoughts and also replacing them with compassionate and positive thoughts. So, for instance, when you catch yourself drinking or thinking, I'm such a failure, you can challenge that thought by, asking yourself this question: is it fair to label myself as a failure based on one substance of drinking? Or has there been times when I successfully manage my alcohol consumption? These are the questions.
Hmm. I see what you're saying here. Uh, since I tend to focus, more on my mistakes and, overlook my successes. And of course, if I use the CR as you have mentioned, I
Mhm.
think it will reduce my drinking before, ah, yeah, I guess that would make sense more for me because, I was drinking every day and now I don't even, so and now I don't even think that is the best way for me to go. And I did make changes. Wow. I think I would love to use these, tools that you've just mentioned. These years will make me to focus more on my successes rather than looking, into my mistakes. That will make
Yeah.
sense for me.
Oh, sounds good. Sounds good. By challenging this negative thought and acknowledging your successes, you can actually build a self-compassion and develop a more balanced perspective, Jesse. I tell you.
Well, I want to be kinder, to myself and break free from this guilt, honestly, and this shame regarding my sexuality. Ah, it's been on my mind, for so long, and I'm feeling ready to open up, about this. It's something I think I would like to discuss more.
Yeah, that's a very powerful intention, Jesse. The journey of self-compassion takes time and efforts, I tell you, but with consistent practice, you can actually gradually shift your perspective from and reduce those intense feelings of guilt and shame. And also, as we navigate this journey of self-discovery and personal growth, I want to let you know that exploring your sexuality is a very valid and courageous step. I must comment that. And also, it's completely natural to explore and understand your sexuality, Jesse. So remember that there is no rush in this process, and
Okay.
essential, yeah, and it's very, very essential to be very patient with yourself at this moment.
Yeah.
So as you go through this journey of self-discovery, it's very vital to surround yourself with all like positive and understanding behavior individuals around you.
Hmm. That was get me most. I'm not sure how my family or friends will react if I come out. And, what if I do all these things? If they do all these things, or rather accept me for whom I have become.
It's completely understandable to have these thoughts and concerns, Jesse.
Okay.
So coming out in a deeply personal decision, and it's essential to do it in a way that feels safe and comfortable for you, Jesse.
All right.
So yeah, so why it's impossible to predict how other people may react. At this moment, I will encourage you to focus well on well-being and authenticity that is crucial. Remember that your identity is very, very valid and you deserve acceptance and understanding.
Sure. Uh, I wish I had more support in this journey. I mean,
You don't have to go through this alone, Jesse. So there are various LGBTQ2 comment plus groups and also resources available that can provide you with a sense of community and understanding. You see, these groups can be very, very safe to share your experiences. And also there you can gain a lot of valuable insight. And also you can connect with others who may have gone through this similar journey.
okay. Hmm. That actually sounds comforting, but I'm still scared of being judged or rejected, even if it comes in the group. I just felt I might not be accepted, as whom I have become today.
Yeah. It's entirely normal to have those fears, Jesse. However, by connecting with this supportive LGBTQ plus community, you will likely find acceptance and empathy. Remember that you have the right to share your identity with those
Yeah,
you feel safe and comfortable with.
yeah.
And you can take your time in doing so, Jesse.
Hmm. Hmm. I really want to be true, to myself and, not to hide who I am anymore to anyone.
Of
I
course.
just feel, you know, everyone would accept me. Take whatever I've become today.
Yeah, of course, Jesse. Embracing yourself, your true self is a powerful and liberating experience. You see, as you gain more self-acceptance and self-compassion,
Hmm.
you will likely find the strength to share your identity with others. Remember that you are not alone, and there are a lot of people who will support and love you for whom you are, Jesse.
Yeah, I hope so. It's just hard to face the unknown, just because, at this point, I don't even know whom I am, you know.
Yeah, it's completely understandable to feel uncertain, especially when it comes to something as personal as your identity. Yeah, I understand. But I have faith in your ability to navigate through this journey.
Okay.
Remember that seeking support from understanding friends or family or the LGBTQ plus support group can actually provide you with a strong support system.
Thanks. I really appreciate your encouragement. I'm grateful, to have you as my counselor. Really, I would really say that. And, I never thought I could talk, about all of these so openly. And, you know, as you being the first person I will say this to.
No, it's an honor to be able to support you, Jesse. But remember that counseling is the collaborative process. And with you taking the brief step towards personal growth and well-being, I'm actually here to walk you alongside of this journey, Jesse.
Oh, thank you so much. I mean, goodbye for now. See you soon. I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
goodbye, Jesse. Take care and always remember to be kind to yourself. See
No
you soon.
worries. Thank you very
See,
much. I really appreciate this.
see
Talk
you
to you
soon.
soon. Thank you. Bye.
Okay.
I appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
You
Thank
as
you.
well.
Bye.
Yeah.
Yes.